So today we will start with another grammar topic, that is relative pronoun. Now before knowing what is relative pronoun, we should know what is a pronoun. Now you all are aware, we have been studying pronoun in our previous classes. So just a revision for you. Now what is a pronoun? Pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. Now a very easy example for you. Like if you write, say Tina is a good girl, Tina is very smart, Tina is going for a vacation. So you can see that we are repeating the word Tina, the name, all the time. So we can replace Tina with a relative, with a pronoun. Okay, not a relative, with a pronoun. So now, how? Like Tina is a good girl, she is smart, she will be going for a vacation. So we have replaced Tina, not saying it all the time, we have replaced it with the word she. Now that she is pronoun. Okay, so similarly it can be he for a boy, it can be it can be we, it can be they. So these all are pronouns that are replaces a noun. Now let us know what is a relative pronoun. Now you can see on the board there are two sentences. Okay, so let's read. This is the boy. He won the first prize. So now these are the two sentences. Now we can join these two sentences by the word who. Okay, now instead of writing, I will just write here the whole sentences. So this is the boy who won the first prize. Okay, so you can see I have joined these two separate sentences by who. Now who, you can see it isn't looking like a pronoun, but that means we have said that what is a pronoun? A pronoun replaces a noun. Instead of a noun, it is used, okay? A pronoun. So you can see the boy here is the noun and it is replacing the noun, that is who. Okay? So and who is also used to join these two sentences. Okay? So therefore, here when it helps to join these two sentences, it is called as a relative pronoun. So why it is called a relative pronoun? Because the noun, to replace the noun, to join these two sentences, we have used who in context of the noun. Okay? So that is why it is called a relative pronoun, because it is also help in joining the two clauses. Now, when we talk about relative pronouns, there are many relative pronouns. The basic relative pronouns that we focus on are who, whom, whose, which, and that. So let's write the relative pronouns that we focus on. So we focus on who, whose, which, whom, that. So these are the basic relative pronouns that we focus on. Now when we talk about these relative pronouns that are who, whose, whom, which and that. Now we will see how they are used in a sentences. Now when we talk about using who, whom, who, whose and whom, they are used for living things, for humans. Okay? Even that is sometimes used for humans, for living things. But more often we use who, whose and whom. Now, which and that. Like which is used for animals and non-living things. And even that is also used for animals, non-living things. Okay. So which is used for animals and non-living things, and that is also used for non-living things. So let us see how it is used in a sentence. So now we see the sentence. Now you can see these two sentences. Okay. So the first sentence says, we met a man, and the second one, his car had been stolen. Now here I have joined these two sentences with the relative pronoun whose. Now the very important thing that you have to remember in a relative pronoun is that a man here is the subject in both the sentences. Now when we talk about both the sentences, we met a man here as well as his car had been stolen. So in these two sentences, the subject is a man. Now another very important word that has come in relative pronoun is antecedent. So a very important thing you have to remember when doing relative pronoun is antecedent. It's a very important term that is used in relative pronoun. So here you can see a man. That is, as I said, that it is the subject in both the sentences, in the first and as well as in the second sentences. And the two sentences are joined by the relative pronoun whose. So the relative pronoun whose. So antecedent is a noun that refers to the relative pronoun. So here the noun referring to the relative pronoun. That makes it an antecedent. So another important thing you have to remember when joining two sentences in a relative pronoun is that the relative pronoun should follow the noun. It cannot be placed anywhere in the sentences. Otherwise, your sentence will be wrong. So it has to follow the noun. So it has to be just written after the noun. That means after, like, a man here is a noun and it is just written after the noun. So it has to follow the noun. That makes it into a proper, correct sentence. There are two types of relative pronouns. One is a defining and the other is non-defining. Now you can see here, as I have written, there are two types of relative pronouns. One is a defining and the other one is non-defining. So let's see the first one, defining. Now when we talk about defining relative pronoun, the type of the relative pronoun, it's something that specifically points out to a particular thing. Like for example, we will take, this is the boy, it's the same example. This is the boy who won the first prize. Now here we are talking, this is the, who is the relative pronoun. Now in the sentence you can say, who refers to specifically the particular boy. The boy, which is the antecedent of the sentence, and who appearing right after the antecedent. So now here you can say when it is specifying to a particular boy, it is specific. It's not telling about the other boys or so many boys around, but it is specifying about a particular boy that we are talking about in the sentence who won the prize. So now here it is telling about a particular thing. That's why it is called as a defining relative pronoun. The other one we talk about is non-defining. Now you can see, we'll just read the sentence and we see how this sentence is a non-defining relative pronoun. Our neighbors, whom we like very much, invited us for dinner. Now you can see when I'm speaking, I am taking a break. I'm not saying it one go. As I said, this is the boy who won the prize. So here you can see it's in a, I said the sentence in one go. Now here you can see I am saying our neighbors, whom we like very much, invited us for dinner. Now when I am stopping in between, I am using a comma. I'm putting a comma here. Our neighbors, comma, whom we like very much, comma, invited us for dinner. Now in this sentence, there are two commas. This is a clause here. So now you can see there is an extra information given about the neighbor. As we are speaking in the sentence, we are talking about the neighbor. So there is an extra information given in the sentence. So now that makes it into a non-defining relative pronoun. So I hope you have understood relative pronouns and it will help you doing the exercise also.